everyone, it's Kayla, and today I'm doing the Intimidating TBR tag. This tag was created by Lindsey from Lindsey Ray. I will leave a link to her Goodreads below. By now, I'm sure you've seen this tag all around BookTube. I'm slow to get to this, but I kind of want to do it because I have a lot of books on my TBR, and it's kind of a way to talk about unread books without going through just a list. So I thought this tag was cool, and I thought I would do it. So let's get started. Question number 1. What book have you been unable to finish? And I'll have to say Six of Crows for this one. And yeah, you're probably like screaming at the computer screen right now. I started in February, and I was buddy reading it with Lindsey actually, and she wasn't really liking it, and her not liking it kind of just made me like, about it in general. I got about 100 pages in and stopped. I definitely want to try this again, and it's not going to go on the DNF pile or anything, don't worry, because I know once I get into it, I'm going to really like this book a lot. So yeah, definitely Six of Crows for this answer. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. Number 2, what book have I yet to read because I just don't have the time, and that would be The Mime Wonder by Samantha Shannon. This is the sequel to The Bone Season. The reason I haven't had the time to read this is because I read The Bone Season 2 years ago now, and the world building and the world in general is just so involved and detailed. I don't want to go into this blind and have to figure it out all over again. Like, I really want to take my time and maybe even reread The Bone Season. But now I heard that The Song Rising, the 3rd book, isn't coming out until next year. So I might just hold off till next year around February and read the first 2 books, including this one, and then be prepared for The Song Rising in March. So this is even an arc and I didn't read it. I'm a terrible person. Number 3, what book have I yet to read because it's a sequel? And that would be Shadow Scale by Rachel Hartman. This is the 2nd book in the Serafina duology. This is a YA fantasy, and it's so unique. It's about dragons and humans and the treaty between dragons and humans and hybrids and things like that, and I really enjoyed the first book, Serafina, a lot. The ambience and the atmosphere was just perfection. I think I read Serafina back in 2013. So this sequel is a bit intimidating to me because I feel like I forgot like everything. I consider Serafina a really underrated book. No one really talks about it, and it's about dragons. I love dragons, so I definitely want to get to this soon, and I'm probably going to say that for every book in this tag. I want to get to it soon. The struggle is real with sequels and forgetting what happened in book 1. Just putting it out there. Number 4, what book haven't I read yet because it's brand new? And that would be Some Kind of Perfect by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the 10th and epilogue novel of the Addicted and Calloway sister series, and I absolutely loved that series last year when I read it. I fell in love with all the characters. It's a 9-book series. This is book 10. It's more of a collective photo album type style. It's snapshots of their lives together, the characters' lives throughout like 10-15 years, so I'm really excited to read it. I just haven't yet because I'm saving it for Tome Topple next week, so yeah, I'm going to devour that sucker. Number 5, what book haven't I read yet because I read a book by the same author and didn't enjoy it, and that would be A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. And yeah, that means I did not enjoy Chaos Walking. I read the first book, The Knife of Never Letting Go, and it was just so I'm probably not going to finish that series at all. So I got this for my birthday. I think Jillian actually got it for me, Jillian from BookishAndNerdy, and I still haven't read it yet because I want to love this so much, and I hear such great things, but I also heard really good things about the Chaos Walking trilogy, and look where that turned up. So I know that there's a movie being made now, so I really want to get to this graphic novel sometime soon. It's just one of those books that I haven't read yet because I didn't really care for the author the first time around. Number 6, what book haven't I read yet because I'm just not in the mood for it? And that would be both The Silkworm and Creator of Evil by Robert Galbraith. Actually, it's J.K. Rowling, let's be real. I haven't really been in the mood for murder mysteries, except when it comes to like my Insta-buy authors, and yeah, you're probably thinking J.K. Rowling is an Insta-buy author, and she is, don't get me wrong, but these books have a certain atmosphere that you have to be ready for. I'm not gonna say like it's like different from other mysteries, but it's not like a fast-paced mystery to me. I can't see myself picking up The Silkworm and finishing it within 24 hours like I can say a Harlan Coben thriller. Does anybody know what I'm trying to say? I feel like I'm digging myself a hole here because this is J.K. Rowling we're talking about. The Queen. Number 7, what book haven't I read yet because it's humongous? And that would be The Great Book of Amber by Roger Zelazny. And yeah, this is actually a bind-up of all 10 books of the Chronicles of Amber series. It's a fantasy series. I don't really hear many people talking about it. This has literally been on my shelf since I joined BookTube. I'm pretty sure 3 years. That's 3 years ago. So yeah, 3 years in the making, guys. I got it because it was $18 on Amazon for 10 books versus each book being like $7. It's a no-brainer. It's writing. I just can't. Like, I need a magnifying glass, okay? Okay, do you see this? I wear glasses for a reason. I just wish there was like a Kindle version of this edition, but there's not. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna read this, but I can't bring myself to unhaul it because I just can't, and I want to read it because I love fantasy, especially like that old classic adult fantasy. My dad got me into that when I was little. I feel like each book is only probably like 200 pages. I could read them like this, but it's just so heavy and I don't want to break my nose. Number 8, what book haven't you read yet because it was a cover buy that received poor reviews? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really buy books based on the covers. I normally know going into it whether I'm going to really like it or not. That's why I tend to rate high, because I do my research and I'm not gonna read a book that I know I'm not gonna like. For this I chose A Court of Thorns and Roses by Ciara J. Maas. A lot of people love this, a lot of people hate it. It's a gorgeous book. It's shiny, the cover is like this texture that normally isn't on covers. I can't explain it. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you own this book. But I have decided that I'm going to read this soon because I actually want to read the sequel, because everybody is just going batshit over the sequel right now. So it actually really makes me want to read this. I was a fan of the Throne of Glass series until about midway through Heir of Fire, and then I heard about Queen of Shadows, and the people that say negative things about Queen of Shadows I totally agree with, so I feel like I'm gonna not like Queen of Shadows even more. So I thought maybe I give this one a go and see if Ciara J. Maas can redeem herself. We shall see. We shall see. Number 9 is what is the most intimidating book on your TBR pile, and that would definitely have to be The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. And I've owned the Mistborn trilogy for 2 years now. Everybody literally raves about this series. I hardly ever hear any negative things. There's just a certain kind of pressure when it comes to the Mistborn series, you know what I'm saying? Especially Brandon Sanderson. He's very well loved on BookTube, and I'm just gotta take it easy. And it also intimidates me because I did read Steelheart, and I actually didn't really care for Steelheart. I know, so that's the only Brandon Sanderson book that I've ever read. So, whew, the pressure's real, guys. The pressure is real. Question number 10 is who do I tag to do this? I feel like everyone's been doing this tag, and I'm not sure who hasn't. However, I know that maybe Ciara hasn't, so I tag you, Ciara, and I will leave a link to her channel below. Go check it out. And I tag Sam from Novels and Nonsense. I don't think I've seen you do this tag. I'm sorry if you have. And Adriana from PerpetualPages. Have you done this tag? I don't remember seeing it in your videos. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Let me know below, out of all of these books, which one I should read right away, and I will see you all soon with another video. Bye!